So welcome. Today we get to talk to Helen Pach and her chapter that is really an interesting chapter. It's on a crazy great cream. We played on the word dream, instead used the word cream because it talks all about, as you've read, how she came up with this miraculous cream. So Helen, welcome. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are, Helen?
Sure, sure. Well, I live in Toronto, and I've had many careers. I'm people call me, I'm an innovator, and people have said that I'm a visionary. Like I see things before they become the next best thing, which has served me mostly. But sometimes it's not the best thing. So, excuse me. I I sold real estate. I have lots of different careers, but the two most recent are that I had the largest yoga studio in Canada, and I had a very different way of running it. It had different kinds of modalities, and it became really big really quickly. And it didn't end well for me financially, but not it made a huge difference in the city. And as an offshoot, there were like hundreds of new studios in Ontario with people that were taking my classes or became yoga teachers through our program. So that's great. That's
Mhm.
wonderful.
Yes.
And so I've always been very interested in whatever, just boing, like somebody just has to say something. Oh, wow, yeah. So in the story, I had was having dinner with my friend Eva, and she looked gorgeous as usual, and she told me that she's been using a a cream made out of beef tallow. Now, we all know that probably our great grandmothers or our great grandmothers, fathers, did not use Procter and Gamble. I mean, they used tallow. They used beef, some different kinds of tallow, meaning fat, for skin conditions, and they cooked with it. They cooked with tallow. So I thought, oh, that's really interesting, and I just did a bit of research, and I had no, I'm not kidding, Pam, when I tell you, I had zero experience with making creams. I mean, I made stuff for myself, but
Hmm.
zero experience. And I just, I thought this is going to be interesting. The wonderful part was that once I got the beef tallow, and I got a very interesting kind of beef tallow. I bought Wagyu beef.
Hmm.
Now, Wagyu beef is the gold standard of meat in the world. It's a Japanese meat. And I'd had it when I traveled through Japan. I've been through Japan several times. I love Japanese food. So I knew that Wagyu beef was amazing. And I knew that when I am reincarnated, I would very much like to be a Wagyu beef. I want to live as wonderfully as they do, to
Yes.
massage several massages a day,
Hmm.
better food than most humans. I don't drink, but they had incredible beer. There's another word for what they had, and massages, and listening to great music, and a tra la la, wonderful life, and
Hmm.
really, and then when they were processed, and I have a friend who has Wagyu beef, and she calls it they are processed, which means that when they go to across the golden rainbow, they are done. It's done in a very humane way. So all of the fear hormones and all of that stuff is not released. It's just really,
Hmm.
done well, sort of like halal meat and kosher meat.
Yeah.
And so, we're not absorbing any of that as well.
Yeah.
And I made
But
a
why
little
would
batch.
you use it in a cream?
Sorry?
Why would you use it in a cream?
Well, I wanted to do something with tallow with beef,
Okay.
with fat.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, as I said earlier to you, go big or go home. I
Okay.
can either go to just anywhere and pick up some regular beef fat, or I
Mm-hmm.
can get something that I know is going to be like the Rolls Royce of fats.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
Yeah.
So I just came home and I bought it, and I had almost every single ingredient that's in that concoction I had at home.
Why is that? Why did you have all of that at home?
Because I a lot of this has to do with my time as the owner of the yoga studio, where I met amazing healers and people who traveled who introduced me to things I would never have even known about.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
so I had a whole cupboard full of really interesting oils that you couldn't even get here
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
years
because
ago.
you've got colloidal silver and colloidal gold. Like that's not something that most people just have on the shelf.
Right. Well, this one is particularly incredible because it was created by a man who was a doctor. He was he treated patients and he got sick of it. And he said, you know what? I think I'll become an alchemist. And he created this combination. And he's got other things in it. And he used machines to add extra energy. And it's amazing. I mean, you can't,
Okay.
unfortunately, he died about, I guess, 2 years ago. He died of cancer. But he was also older as well. But that's not nice that he died of cancer. And with before he got sick, I just stocked up on tons of it for my use, not using it for the
Yeah.
cream. So I did a batch with the gold and silver colloidal water, and I sent him the cream. And he said, "Well, I'm a vegetarian. I'm actually a vegan." I said, "Up to you." you know. Anyways, he called me back and he said, "Oh my God, wow, okay, all right, I'll use it." So then I just added, like I had all different kinds of oils and I have a friend who's an amazing energy worker and she gave me some stuff to put in. But I think the amazing thing about it was that I have a machine that's based on the work of Nikolai Tesla. I've had it now for about 10 years and it's it's amazing. And the machine was zapping energy. Now, not everybody who's going to listen to this or read my portion is going to understand it, appreciate it, or some people will say she's out of her mind, and that's okay. I'm okay because sometimes I am out of my
Yeah.
mind.
Nick, that Tesla, he was ahead of his time. He was a tremendous innovator, and
Yeah,
there is actually a video that I watched a few years ago that a friend of mine has. And yeah, there is a lot that has been proven that
yeah,
machines, and actually my brother-in-law, he built a machine similar to that machine to cure his pancreatic cancer.
right.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
yes. So, I mean, that machine, it's doing its work. Now, the funny part is, I went to, my kids live in California, so I have a lot of friends there.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided I'd make the cream also in California. I had a lot of people wanted the cream there. So I
Okay.
brought my machine and I got hassled. I mean, it looked like a bomb when I took it through the airport. So instead, the next time I went, I have Bob Marley's One Love, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, to me, it was on continuous loop with
Mm-hmm.
when I was making the cream. Cream was sitting on a table for a couple of days until I put it in jars. So the cream energetically, it's got other things in it, lots of other things in it, but it just came together. And I'll never forget, when I started making it, I was standing in my tiny little kitchen, and I had my blender, my mix master, anything that I could have used to make it was not available. And so I mixed it up all with my fork. And I
Mhm.
kept hearing, okay, put this in, put this in. Okay, I'll put this in. When do I, and stop? So I tell people that it was kind of channel, not really, but it was.
Mhm.
And so I made it for myself and I put some on. I used it for 2 or 3 days, morning and night, just a little bit, tiny little bit. And I looked in the mirror and I said, holy crap, I can't believe what I'm seeing. And Pamela, you amazingly, when we spoke on Friday, Michelle somehow
Mhm.
managed to get through our Zoom call. I have no idea how she crossed through the veil. I mean, what are the
Synchronicity.
chances? Michelle, I mean, out of the blue, there she is. That was
Mhm.
crazy. So she was given a sample of my cream, and she has a very good friend who is a very, very, very powerful healer. I've done work with her, and she does muscle testing, which some people may know what that is, some people don't. And do you remember what she said about the cream? What Connie said? I don't know
Oh,
if you.
she muscle tested it over and over again, and every time.
And she said that she'd never ever had anything in her possession that had such amazing energy.
Mhm.
And I thought, oh, wow. And unfortunately, Connie died last year, but she bought for about 3 years. She would buy tons of cream for her patients and clients globally. I mean, it was she just thought it was amazing. So hearing that from Michelle yesterday, that was pretty crazy. Let's
Yeah, yeah.
come on.
So, so what role did synchronicity play in connecting the dots between that moment and a greater wisdom?
Well, I mean, I'm a senior. I'm you know, I'm old to some people's standards, but I don't feel it and I don't act it. So it really gave me, and I'd sold the yoga studio and it wasn't good for me financially. So it really gave me a project, and
Okay.
I was excited about it in so
Uh-huh.
many ways that I mean, I've created the yoga studio, I've created other things. I'm a serial entrepreneur, but this is something I could create that I could say, here, you've got a burn, here, put it on your burn. You've got a cut, put it on your cut. You know,
Mhm.
any of that. I put it on my gum when I had a horrible toothache. I had to have the tooth extracted, but it took away the pain. So it's more my, I've always attracted really amazing people at the
Mhm.
studio and really great teachers and all of that. But this was giving in a very real, here, handing something over that could change people's lives. I mean, besides having gorgeous skin,
Mhm.
they the it's healing. And I have a very close friend who has fourth stage leukemia, and she's got quite a bit of pain. She's had it for a long time, other pain. And I make this elixir out of a lot of the products that are in the cream, except for the beef.
Right. Okay.
And she takes a bath in the elixir and it
Mm.
takes the pain away.
Okay.
So just that is, I mean, I don't consider myself a healer. I'm not, no, no, absolutely not. But I have a product that makes a difference in people's lives.
Okay.
And
So you speak,
that's, yeah,
yeah, you speak about asking for wisdom and walking in love, and how has that intention changed how you live now?
asking and walking in love. Well, it actually changed for me, pardon me, when I dyed my hair purple. I do it myself. It's purple and
Mhm.
fuchsia. And I had gray hair, and a friend of mine, Argentinian friend, who just said, "You cannot have gray hair. You look old." And I said, "I am old." Anyways, I dyed my hair purple, and
Mhm.
I have my own style. I wear
Yeah.
things that maybe a woman my age wouldn't wear, but I don't care. And so what's happened, I do feel like I walk in love now. And I
Mhm.
have this game that I play when I'm out in public. At least three people a day, men, women, children, doesn't matter who, waitress, whatever, will say, I love your hair.
Yeah.
And I can say, or I love blah, 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 they complimentary. And I can say to them, you are a reflection. I'm a reflection of you. So
Uh-huh.
that's like a love bomb, right?
Yeah.
And I've had people
Mhm.
get teary. I say, I'm a reflection of you. And 9 times out of 10, Pam, and I'm not kidding, I put my arms out like this, like a
Uh-huh.
hug thing, and they
Yeah.
walk right into my arms and we have a hug. And strangers, homeless people, I don't care. And people say, you have no idea how much I need this today. And I said, you have no idea how much I needed to give it to you.
Hmm.
So it's that, and it's not the cream added to it
Hmm.
for sure, because I mean, energetically, I wear it. So it
Yeah.
does something for me, and I use all the other products. But it's the feeling like I'm making a difference. And I always have little samples in my purse. And I was at an event. Yeah. I mean, I was on an airplane and I gave
Yeah. You
these,
can talk about that in the chapter.
the attendants. Yeah. I gave them all cream.
Yeah. So, what limiting beliefs or assumptions melted away, much like the cream, in the heat of insight?
That I can do anything. Like I just have to believe that I'm capable and I can do just about anything.
Yeah.
And what happened for me was that when I sold the yoga studio, I was spectacularly ripped off, like by a guy who worked for the largest bank in Canada, World Bank, spectacularly. And I lost everything. I mean, I was really in bad shape. It took me a long time to even have the self esteem because I didn't see it coming. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody saw what he
Good.
was going to do to me. It's like a rebuilding. And the thing that I've built since that ripoff is this cream, which I mean, at my age, I thought I'm done. What am I going to do? But the cream really, I mean, I don't advertise it. It's word of mouth. I really would love. I've had a couple of people talk to me about partnering up, and energetically, it hasn't been right. But I do need a partner to really get this cream out there. But I mean, I don't make any money. I probably give away as many as I sell. You will be the recipient pretty soon of one of a jar. Um, so it's just really, it makes me feel good. It
Yeah.
does,
So,
that I can make a difference.
yeah. So you've told me that there's other people that are making kind of similar, that they've got tallow in their cream, but what's the difference? If you can let us in on your secret sauce.
Yeah,
If not,
yeah.
then we totally
Well,
understand.
I mean, I the ingredients are on the jar and the
Yeah.
ingredients are on my website, right? But the other stuff, like the energy and all the other stuff,
Okay.
isn't, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the difference is that Wagyu beef tallow is extremely expensive and
Hmm.
hard to get, good quality.
Yeah.
So
No,
they're using,
I think that really your cream is actually mixed with love.
yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's got love in it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. So, for someone chasing clarity or meaning, how would you suggest they start noticing their own cream moments?
I think that really allowing yourself to make mistakes and
Okay.
and stop. I did this. I wake up every morning and I give myself a whole lecture about how I screwed up my life and my grandchildren's life and my children. My legacy was like poof.
Hmm.
I did that for a long time, and it's not skillful. It doesn't help. So I would say one of the first things you have to do is sweep out
Hmm.
all that stuff. And that's not easy because we're really, It's all about money, it's all about status, it's all about blah, blah, blah. And that's how we think, yes, we're good people or that we are successful. Well, that's not it. Because
Hmm.
I was extremely successful. I sold real estate for 15 years and I did really well. I was on the top. And I got really sick and wound up in bed for 2 years. So there's that, like allowing yourself to even see when there's an opening. When
Yeah.
I made that cream, I just made a couple of extra jars and gave it to friends. I gave like maybe a dozen little jars, 1 ounce, no less than 1 ounce, quarter ounce
Hmm.
jars away. And I'm just here, try this. I never thought I'd be selling it ever. And I mean, ever. It was
Yeah.
something I had, I used at home. And then it was like all of a sudden, it was like, you have to sell this. No, I'm not going to,
Hmm.
I'm too old to have another career. But I have to admit, I'm a great salesperson.
Yep.
I'm a really good salesperson. That's why I did so well in real estate.
Yes. Sure.
So I I think just be open and look for signs. Like if something like this happens, don't just say no. Say, oh, this might be interesting. Be open and stop the judgment. That's
Yeah.
what got me out of this.
When you reflect back on that experience now, what does it remind you of to keep choosing every day?
Sorry, when I reflect back
When
on,
you reflect on it back, what does it remind you to keep choosing every day?
oh, this is so easy, so easy, so easy. An attitude of gratitude.
Yeah.
I have a very dear friend, very beautiful man, young, he was my yoga student, whose parents are very, 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 very wealthy. And they're very good people. They're very
Mm.
generous. And to be with him, you'd never know. And I've been to his home. I've met his family. I've met his wife. He lives modestly. And he writes in a gratitude journal every day.
Mhm.
And it's not about money. It's not like, thank you for giving me tons of money, because you would not know by the car he drives or the way he lives his life. You would know about about it because how generous he is.
Mhm.
He came to one of my big birthday parties. I remember this. And I had an amazing band. There were about 150 people. It was a big party. And he insisted on paying for the band. And no, like, do not announce it. Do not thank me publicly. He just went,
No, there's a
here's the
lot of people like that that, you know, they have money and you would never know it.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
you'd never know it.
So I
Live
think,
well below their means.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 And I think that is really like what's important. I mean, when I look at like really rich people who die young because
Mhm.
they have an illness, and so just that, I think an attitude, I feel grateful. I lived in a tiny little space when I got hammered with this
Mhm.
thing, really small. And I now live in a beautiful apartment. I have another job. I work for a company out of India, which has been amazing for me. It's changed my life. And I get up, as many of us do, 2, 3 times in the middle of the night.
Mhm.
And I walk over to the bathroom, and I have a salt lamp that keeps the room fairly lit. My apartment is on a ravine. I'm it's on a ravine. It's beautiful. And I have it filled with art deco, and it's just color, and it's just great.
Mhm.
And I have parties here, and every time I walk to the bathroom, I look out and I say, thank you, thank you,
Mhm.
thank you. And I mean it. Like I feel it.
Yeah.
It's like, I cannot believe how lucky I am to have this place.
Well,
I
the
can't believe
brain
it.
does not know the difference between gratitude and success.
I
So
feel
the
it,
more
honestly.
we're grateful, the more it is that our brain says, "Oh, well, we must be successful." And so then we do more successful things,
Yeah. And then
right?
you feel like you need
And
to do more and
yeah,
more. Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, really and truly, at the end of the day, I mean, when we're thankful for what we have, that is really the true success. Because we realize that there's a humility in that, in realizing that it's not it's a blessing. It's not something that has is something that is tangibly yours. You know that God has given it to you.
Yeah,
You've been blessed
exactly.
with it. Yes. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, you've got exact words. Like, really, I think, and I'm like a kid
Hmm.
also when I look into the room and I
Yeah.
look out, and especially right now, I've got a bird feeder out there and I've got amazing birds. And about a month ago, a robin laid 4 eggs on my balcony, and I watched. I felt like I'm a grandmother again. You know, I have
Cool.
grandchildren, and I watched my grandchildren hatch. I
Yeah.
mean, something that, I mean, that's amazing. So that's, I think it's like in all the little things, all the things that you might not like. I'm eating, I love mangoes and it's mango season. And every time I bite into a mango, thank you, God, I got a good one. It's not sour. It's not yucky. This is great.
Yep.
So it really is about that awareness. And thank you, God, for Pam, for you turning up in my life. I mean, this project, for you taking over, and just how impeccable you are around this, and that I can face you, I can look at you. And 20 minutes ago, I couldn't really talk 15 minutes ago because I have this condition with my throat.
Hmm.
And we decided to do this anyways. And thank
Yep.
you for taking the time to see
Well,
if my throat, if my voice would get any better.
and it did.
And yeah.
Did.
And
Yes.
so I've written um, I've written a memoir that is, because I've been on this spiritual quest for longer than most people who are looking at this have been alive. It's like been 52 years, and having the largest yoga studio in Canada. So I've written, just writing about
Hmm.
all the characters that have been in and out of my life, and
Yeah.
just the experiences, and it's actually quite funny. It's irreverent and funny. So that's kept me busy for a while.
Hmm.
And I've been working with an incredible editor. His name is Guy Crittenden. If anybody needs, just editing, and well, you're an editor, right? Are you an editor or a publisher?
Publisher.
You're a publisher, yeah. So just that, like, just having, now I'm doing my cream, and I'm also finishing a book,
Yeah.
fairly close to finished. So I think that I'm being grateful that I can still use my fingers to type, and that my memory is semi okay. It's
Yeah.
it's
Well.
better than I thought it would be. But
Hmm.
yeah, so
Yeah.
blessed, really. I really feel blessed.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And I really appreciate the contribution you've made to this book. Having it to where there's, like, when we first started this, I'm amazed at the different stories that have been in the book.
Yeah, yeah,
And and it's really, I think that there's even become a synchronicity I've noticed through the different interviews of of similar topics that have come up, even though the stories are, none of them are exactly the same.
of course.
So, yeah. So I really thank you for sharing your story, Helen.
Well, I thank you for allowing me to be part of the project. And I want to say again that to me, one of the most obvious synchronicity uh, moments was when Michelle stepped into our phone call on what
Oh yeah.
on Zoom. Like, how's that possible? Like,
Yeah.
really? Like,
Mhm.
she turned up and talked, and I know her because of my cream,
Mhm.
right? And so so then I have to look at that and say, okay, this is okay, I'm doing the right thing, just keep
Mhm.
going. And
Yep.
and you today giving me a recipe so that my voice doesn't sound the way it does. So you had it. Like,
Just fine.
nobody has given me anything, and I know a ton of healers.
Mhm.
So I really want to acknowledge who you are and what you've done. And I know there's other things in your life that are challenging, and just how elegantly you are handling all of this. And thank you for choosing me.
You're welcome. Thank you, Helen.
Thank you. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the book.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, my part in it at the end of my chapter in this wonderful compilation, I tell people that one of the secrets is to stop wearing beige, gray, and black, and to just put a bit of color on every so often. It'll
Mm.
change your. It really, really will.
Yep.
Do
I
that.
I
Try
can
it.
totally attest to that because most of my closet at one point was white and black. And
Yeah,
now I'm adding in blues and pinks and greens even,
yeah.
which was not one of my colors. And
Good
yet,
for you. Good.
yep,
If you have the right shade of green and the
yep,
right shade of pink and all
mm,
those other colors, they could be.
yep,
They absolutely could
yep.
be.
The only thing I have not found that I can wear is yellow, but that's okay.
Sorry, yellow.
Yellow, yep,
Oh, yellow is hard. I
yep,
can't wear
yep,
yellow. No, yellow is a hard one. And
hmm,
lime green and colors like that, they are really hard to wear.
yeah,
But I know people who look amazing. You know who wears them beautifully? Italians, Europeans who have
yes,
a more of an olive skin. It looks great.
hmm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there we are having a fashion conversation.
Yep, there we go. These
There we,
interviews have had lots of different different topics that have come out of them, and they've been a pleasure. So thank you
yeah.
very much, Helen.
Thank you very much. And you take care. And I'll try your concoction today. I
Okay, thank
appreciate
you.
you. You take care, my dear.